All right, part 3, let's kick it. I got this, you got this, let's go, we got this. I'm going to skip some too. So hopefully you're actually watching the video, because if not, you're going to do all of the problems and that would be really boring. Okay, since there's a negative, we have to distribute. Remember, if there's a negative in front of the parentheses, there's an extra step where you have to distribute. So I'm going to start with a negative 3x, and then a negative 1 times x is negative x, or negative 1x. And then a negative 1 times this negative 5, a negative times a negative, is a positive 5. So the two terms, sorry, that's supposed to be a 1. The two terms I can combine is a negative 3x and a negative 1x. And this is what people do wrong. They don't make a scoreboard or use their calculator, and they try to do it in their head and they mess up with the signs. So this is a negative 3x and a negative 1x. So total, it's negative 4x. So this is negative 4x plus 5 as my answer. Okay, looking at this next one. There is a minus sign in front of the parentheses. We have to distribute that to every single term after it. So I'm going to bring down my first expression, which is positive x minus y, and then I'm going to start distributing a negative 1. So negative 1 times 6y is negative 6y. Negative 1 times 3x is negative 3x. Negative 1 times a positive 2 is a negative 2. Now I'm going to see what I can combine. So I have a positive x and a negative 3x. So this is like a positive 1x and a negative 3x. So positive 1x, negative 3x, negatives win. By how much? By 2x. So it's negative 2x. That's an x. All right, now let's go to the y's. I have a negative y and a negative 6y, which is like a negative 1y and a negative 6y. Again, this is something people do wrong because they don't make a scoreboard or use their calculator. They try to guess. People get sloppy, blah, blah, blah. Don't get sloppy. So both of these are negatives. So you combine them and you get negative 7y. And then finally, tack on your constant of negative 2. There you go. All right, just a couple more. Oh, yeah. Okay, so looking at 13. I'm going to zoom right in here. You need to distribute twice. You need to distribute the 4 to these terms. And you need to distribute the positive 6 to these terms. All right, so let's get started. 4 times 8m is what? 32m. I'm going to make a plus sign. Okay. 4 times negative 7n is negative 28n. 6 times 3n is positive 18n. 6 times negative 4m is negative 24m. Let's see what we can combine. Positive 32m minus 24m. 32 minus 24 is 8m. So I'm going to start with a positive 8m. Next, negative 28n, positive 18n. So I have a negative 28n and a positive 18n. Which sign wins? Negatives by how much? By 10n. So it's going to be minus 10n because negative's 1. And there's your answer. Okay. For the next one, you can skip 14. So we're just going to skip this one. You can always come back to it and try it before a quiz or a test and then look at the answer key and see if you got it right. For number 15, we're also going to skip it. We're going to skip to 16. So 16 we're going to do. All right. So let's take a look at 16. Now the reason I chose to do 16 is because it's double distribution again. But the second term, you're not distributing the 8, you're distributing a negative 8. And if you have a negative on the outside and another negative on the inside, you have to be careful. So that's why I chose this one. So let's start by distributing this 5. 5 times A is 5A. 5 times B is 5B. Now, we're not distributing an 8, we're distributing a negative 8. Negative 8 times A is negative 8A. And negative 8 times negative 1B, so negative times a negative is a positive. Now we're going to combine like terms carefully because the negative signs will get you. So we have a positive 5A and a negative 8A. You can always use your calculator, but please don't get this wrong by not using calculator or a scoreboard. Negatives win by how much? By 3. So this is negative 3A. And then I have a positive 5B and a positive 8B. So that would be 13B. All right. And then looking ahead, I'm going to zoom out. Zoom, 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 zoom. We're going to skip 17. Yeah, you're happy about that, aren't you? Yeah. Burrs. And we're going to go to number 18, which is on page 22. So meet me at 18. Yeah. So these are really important. These are word problems, and you're probably groaning right now, and that's totally fine. Just don't be too loud or distracting because that would be really frustrating for me to hear about from your substitute teacher or whoever's with you right now. What you need to ask yourself is oh my gosh, I'm writing with my finger. Who am I building off? Who am I building off of, okay? Jacqueline is Y years old. Her aunt is 4 less than triple her age. Express Jacqueline's aunt's age in terms of Y. So if Jacqueline is Y years old, we have to write an expression for her aunt. Now first, her aunt is 4 less than. Remember, less than, 4 less than, we subtract 4 afterwards at the end. 4 less than triple her age. So the first thing we really need to do is we need to triple this age, which means we have to multiply it by 3. And when we multiply it by 3, we're going to tack, oh my gosh, that looks so messy. Erase, there we go. We're going to tack the 3 on just like this, tripling it by 3. Now let's focus on the 4 less. 4 less than means at the end you take away 4. So her aunt is 4 less than triple her age. Good. If Jacqueline is 12 years old, find the age of her aunt. That just means that instead of Y, you're going to plug in 12. So let's solve for how old Jacqueline's aunt is. So 3 times 12 is 36. And then when we do 36 minus 4, we get Jacqueline's aunt's age. Her aunt is 32. All right, let's do the next one. Oh, cool. I can do this with my fingers. Yes, so cool. Okay, this is going to be the last one that we do today. And hopefully I have enough time to just fit it in this video and I can be done. That'd be awesome. In February, Ari sent M text messages. So this is February. And in March, she sent 2 more than double the amount she sent in February. Express the amount of text messages that Ari sent in March in terms of M. So she sent 2 more than double. So first, let's double this. And to double it, we're going to multiply by 2. So this is going to be 2M. But I don't just want to double it. I want 2 more than double it. So it's 2M plus 2. Oh my God, I have to hurry. In February, she sent 617 texts. Plug that in for here to find out how much she sent in March. Oh my gosh. This is a really cool product. It's 1, 2, 3, 4. Then you have to add 2 and you get 1, 2, 3, 6. That's how many text messages. Okay, I'm done. You guys can start your homework. Oh my gosh, that was like crazy.